Hey, hello, Leo here. So this is a very simple game I created. Um, so a lot of games that work in the past, I cannot share the code, share things because we work in a team, we work together. So it won't be a nice idea to share someone else code or paid assets. So yeah, I try my best to create a simple game without paid assets, without somebody else code, just my and the quality of my work. Let's do it. Let me put you in the corner. Woo. And I can walk around. I'm using Cinemachine, so my characters cannot go out of the boundaries. Um, I'm using text, the tile map extras here, so I can animate the tiles, make those patterns. Um, I go here, NPC, click, I can buy things. I can buy like two and two. Um, click to plant the tree. Okay, just waiting till it grows. And when I pick up two, so a second one here. That way I can play this game over and over and make like a lot of money here. So I go back to the NPC. If I click here, I will sell it back. Okay, and I will have money enough to buy like a wing, like a short, or many other things. And I can click here to change, no problem at all. I'm just gonna collect this other three here so I can have more money. And I can buy a helmet. Yay! It's a very cool stuff, very simple. Um, Nothing fancy or super complex, more to show the quality. Now about the thought process, how I made this, everything. So I love using Trello. I love using Project Manager. I just find out that GitHub has a very similar one here. So I just use it as this one so I can share easily on this project. Um, So that was the step by step, everything that I code, I develop, I put to do, in progress, and done. I also write down a lot of to do on the code. So if I'm writing something and did not finish, I just write like to do, and later I finish or keep doing or work in progress. I believe in a lot of comments on the code. That's the key for a nice game, organize a game. And now, and now let's talk about the code by itself and how the game works. So here's the game. Um, I'm using those scriptable objects. They are all the same type, so I can get type S. It's a way to make like a pattern on the scriptable objects, but you have like clothes and crops. They have different behavior, but they stay all the same in the same array. And here you can see my inventory. So my inventory bar is this inventory bar here, and I try to use array. Okay, I do not use anything like inventory one, inventory two, inventory three. No, I'm using array because make the code like easy to escalonate it. Like if now you say, oh, I want another inventory button, easy, just create another one, put it here. Won't need even to code. So it's very easy to enlarge this game. Um, those crops they stay inside a dictionary here. Unfortunately, Unity do not serialize a dictionary, so you cannot see. I normally use Odin. Odin allow me to serialize a dictionary and put it here easily, but Unity, plain Unity as I'm doing, it's kind of different. As you can see, I have here dictionary of objects. Those objects are all those scriptable objects. When I buy them, I just add here in the dictionary. And since I'm talking about this, let's see about the adding functionality. So when I buy something, I'm calling this function here that comes from the um, buy button. Okay, so this script is inside here, those buttons here. When the NPC, I'm gonna open the button. Just 1 second, seller buttons. Each button populated itself, so I don't need to drag and drop the name or the price or anything else. I just drag and drop here and put like the type of my crop here, populated here. I find this is a easier way, especially when you work with a lot of designers, because most of the time I work as a developer and I have a designer supporting or helping me, and I need to make a code that is easy for the designer to come and like, okay, let me figure it out, let me populate it, let me change this color, let me change this thing or that thing. So I like a lot making these make everything changeable inside the editor, so the designer don't need to touch code ever. The designer just need to come here and say, hey, this button gonna sell these clothes for $1 and done. When I play the game, the code gonna play it like this. The game gonna play it like this. Sorry. So now see, I can buy this for $1. Um, So as I was showing, the buy button is calling the singleton. I know some projects people don't like singletons. I, I depends a lot. Like for me, in my opinion, I feel like a game manager, game core are those things that need a singleton. Okay, if you're not gonna use a singleton for a game core or a game manager, you may overcode or code something that is not necessary, but just for those two, okay? We're not gonna use singleton for everything. And I believe singleton can be a mess, so please always use execution order because you don't wanna be running a singleton after something called for the singleton. Anyway, let's go back to the topic. Um, when you buy, if you have enough money, you can buy so set active the money on the X on the money. So sorry, if you don't have enough money, I make a simple animation here. So showing the X saying, hey, you don't have enough money. If you have enough money, this function gonna buy the thing and put in your inventory and organize by itself. Everything's modular, so this button don't know about the organization, don't know about anything, just know about itself. That's a very good practice. I love to do it like this. You can colonate your code easily. You don't need to make like your code over complex or mess. Let's buy something here. When I buy, I give my object. My object is this scriptable object. I say the price I want to buy. Can I buy? If not, just return false. Um, this is a good practice as well that I love to do it. It's not like a if inside a if inside a if. No, you just do it one if. It's not return. Very simple, very clear, easy to read. If with a return. Love it. Next thing, um, I if I already have this on my inventory, I just add a quantity. So I add one to my inventory, remove the money, and if it's a clothes, I dress the clothes. So here's the thing. I check if my scriptable object is the type of clothes. Yeah, so uh, all my objects share the same class, which I have the price, the sell price, and the sprite. For the crops, so SO object. For the crops, SO object. I also have the time to grow, the different sprites because I change every time I buy. It is growing, I changing the sprite, and yeah. For the clothes, no, it's the same thing. I don't need another one, so it's just a blank one, and I can create those using this. So right click, scriptable object, clothes. Uh, yeah, so basically that's how it works. Updated my inventory. These internal functions, so auxiliary functions. I like to live in a different region, especially if my code is becoming bigger. So as you can see, like a lot of lines of code. I don't like that as much, but regions sometimes is the key to escape this. And unfortunately, game manager, you're gonna end up with a big code. It's unfortunate. Um, so I can add money. I always use this function to add money. It's a nice way because if I want to make some animation, make something cool here, just can create something here and make the animation. Um, easy, easy, easy. Um, now, now let's talk about events. I use a lot of events on this game. I believe that's the key to make a game easy to communicate a different scripts, so I can delete a script, nothing gonna be like together attached. So I have this event here where it's updated. Everything that's subscribed to this event is listening to this, gonna update itself by itself. So as you can see, when I buy something, I updated my inventory, so put in different keys, etc. And I also updated my events saying, hey people, I updated here, update yourself as well. For example, the button on the buy buttons. Let me show in the game because that makes it easier. I have this X and I should show this X if I don't have enough money. How I know if I don't have enough money is if the player just buys something. That way I have one event inside the game manager, and every time I buy something I update it and I trigger this event calling this function here saying, hey, uh, sorry, calling this function here, saying, hey, event was just called, check if I have enough money to buy the thing, and here, if I have enough money if I to buy the thing and put the X on the game, on the top of the thing. Uh, I also use events here in the trigger. This was a really nice way. I gonna show inside the game because this one's a really cool one. I have my NPC, and inside the NPC I have my vision cone. Um, I use this vision cone because I wanna. Um, I'm thinking a better way to explain this. I have this on trigger event 2D, and only this script here can read. But I want to communicate this script, like this collider, with this NPC. How I make this connection between this one and this one? Like this. I create one script here to be listening for these events of the collider. When something go inside this collider, tell the NPC, hey, somebody's inside this collider. Put the E, like the little E here, showing like, hey, somebody can buy, so showing the E. I'm gonna showcase because, oh, when the player go inside, I show the little E on the top. And also changing the camera. Um, So the Cine Machine, I have a different camera here with a different priority. And when the camera go inside, I change the priority. And Cine Machine make the magic for me. I love Cine Machine. Thank you so much. Make my life way easier. I have custom blend here to change like is in, is out. So it's not like it just switching fast. It's just a camera blending. But let's go back to the event here on the NPC. My NPC, I have this event, and the NPC is listening to those events and gonna say, hey, somebody enter inside the trigger or exit from the trigger. And I change the camera and I put like the little E so you can buy things from this NPC. And I also inside here tell like, hey, I'm using. So, oh no, I forgot about this. And if the player interacts with the thing, with this NPC, the player interactions using with player interaction, and that's a great time to talk about the new input system. This game took a little longer to make it because it was the new input system. I like the new input system, but I know for prototypes or for really fast thing, like I'm gonna do a game jam, I'm not gonna use new input system. Come on. But for larger games, if I'm gonna expand or publish Xbox or something, it's just better. The new input system, you can make so much more. So that's why I use here just to showcase, hey, I know how to use. um, my player, I have the player inputs with this input system here. When I interact, this is a generic one. Um, I am listening for the interaction. So here, events. I am listening, so I have on move, and inside here I have a listening for the on interact. Oh, it's here, the interact. And this one, we're gonna call this function onMove that is here. When I try to move, I'm gonna move the player. When I interact, I check if I just start, if I'm hitting something, if there's something in front of me, if it's a type of interactable, I interact. If that's an NPC, I talk to the NPC. Uh, yeah, because both NPC and crops are type of interactable. So I have the NPC here, which is interactable, and I have the crops in the world that I can plant and gonna grow. They are interactable as well. There is here using this abstract function that's called by the player when I press E. Um, this is a very cool dynamic, and I can make a lot of things. I just love you can expand this game easily. Like you want to make like 1,000 NPC or different variations of NPC, you can do it. It's easy. Um, so the crops is just updated on time where I can change the type of the crops. Um, I can have different growing. You go grow and you can change the type over the time. And I think this is it. This is it. I cover everything. Yep, I think I cover everything. Oh, the tooltip. I forget about the tooltip. I was like, I forgot about something. Um, the inventory button here. I have on handler, which gonna handle when I pass my mouse over this button. So it's here, on point handler. When I pass my mouse over, I'm gonna get a tooltip reference from the game manager, and I will say, hey, activated the tooltip and send this information. The tooltip gonna be activated. Here I have the tooltip, and when the tooltip is activated, I set this as true, and I updated the position using the new input system as well. This was another challenge because I had some code previously that I just copy and paste and use a tooltip that follow the mouse. But with the new input system, they change a few things, so I needed to create this one from scratch. um, yeah, so let me go back here. I think that is it. I cover most of things. Oops, that's not my intention. I cover most of things. Um, the way I organize folders, put a third party in a different folder. Please don't leave here, make a mess. Scriptable objects, prefabs, uh, cutscenes. I'm not using cutscene, but like if you want to use, oh, I'm using cutscene with the is in is out, but like it's not a big cutscene. Resources. Resources are kind of like a problem. I don't want to say a problem, but like if you put like audio here on resources and you're accessing audio from the resources, you may forget it. So I don't like it. I prefer using direct reference or make a scriptable object or making something. Resources sometimes can create problems on your game, and you put more assets on the bottle than you need. Make your game bigger. Uh, yeah. So, oh, the helmets. I'm not an artist. Oh my gosh, that was really hard. I cut the helmet. That's how I make the t-shirt, the short, the helmet. I just opened this on Paint and deleted the character. And since I'm using the same pattern, this character I can rotate it and make different rotations for this character using animator. But I was like, they're gonna take a long time, and that's not something that I want to showcase. I don't want to showcase like, hey, I know how to use animator. Everybody knows how to use animator. um, and there's it. I hope you like. If you have any questions, please feel free. I'm chill. I love to talk. I love talk about code games. I'm a developer and I'm a gamer and I love everything. I love my job. I love my work. I love this. So please feel free to reach me. I'm here.